All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Got another one here for you. This should be a simple job. I don't want to jinx it, but I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody that subscribed and liked and commented on the views. I really appreciate it. Hopefully somebody can pick something up from this one. This one right here, I got to put a spindle in it. Went to take the blade off to do a blade change, and this is the blade bolt. It is stripped out and it broke off in there. So instead of trying to drill it and tap it out, put a new one in there, not too confident that there would be enough threads left in there to hold the blade securely and keep the blade from slinging out. So I'm just gonna pop another spindle shaft in here. And if it was because it's on the outside right here, it's gonna be a lot easier to do. That's probably the easiest one to do. If it was on the middle, we'd have to take the deck out from underneath it. And replacing just the shaft, you don't want to take the whole spindle assembly out. The bolts that hold that housing in there, a lot of times, over a period of time, they wind up just getting seized. If you try to take those bolts out, they will just snap off most of the time. But anyway, I'm going to get started by popping this belt off. Just rolling it off. Be careful not to get your fingers stuck in there. There she goes. Now I'm going to take my impact chrome socket. Yeah. Now, if they had the blade on the bottom still, I could hold the bottom. I could hold the spindle with the blade. Like say I was just changing the bearings out in it, but I'm going to have to hold this pulley. I'm going to use these gloves. You don't want to do this barehanded. There could be some sharp edges on that pulley that really bug your hand up. Take that little spacer off. Don't forget about that spacer. Rubber mallet here. Should just be able to tap it a little. There she goes. She just fell out. So now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to jack the mower up, slide the new spindle in from the bottom, and just basically reverse this order. Alright, I just got the old one slid out of there. I got the new one propped up in the slot. And now's a good time to check this bearing. Make sure that's good and nice and smooth. Like I mentioned in a previous video, if you spin that bearing with your fingers and you can feel any kind of roughness to it whatsoever, that bearing needs to be changed. If you clean off the top of that bearing, on the little seal part between the two races, there's a part number on there. So if that bearing's bad, you don't necessarily have to go to the manufacturer to get that bearing. You can just get that part number and go to a local auto parts place and get them to order it for you. So let me go ahead and slide this shaft up in there. Spacer and the pulley, you want to make sure this is grooved. You want to make sure those grooves line up and they're not worn out and just a rounded hole. Just lined up. And make sure the belt, before you put it back on, make sure it's still on all the pulleys like it's supposed to be, and we're going to put it back on the same way we took it off. Just going to roll it on. Watch your fingers. Pop. There it is. Give it another little torque down. A couple ugga-duggas should do it. And since that bolt broke off in there, I went ahead and just got another factory bolt while I was there at the parts place. Instead of trying to look through my bolt bin, I probably have one laying around, but I want to be sure I got the correct specified length. I'll reuse the old washer. So now I'm just jack this bad boy up, put the blade on it. This is a done job. Thanks again for watching, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate every single one of you. Thanks. Have a good day.